Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I am one of your hosts, John Clemente. I'm always joined by two of my bestest best friends. I'm going to start with the man with the red shirt, Chubax.
Hi, I'm Chubax. I'm gonna think of something eventually.
And our other bestest best friend, the handsome guy with the blue background, RJ.
Chubax also has blue background, but he's also handsome.
There
Not
you
handsome,
go.
not handsome.
Not we're all handsome, not as handsome, but still very, very handsome.
Uh,
A bit of housekeeping. You can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. Just search plus 63HP on the search bar or type in bit.ly/plus 63HP so you can watch not only our fandom podcast, which is this, but also our D&D podcast that we have almost weekly in another playlist. You can interact with us on Twitter at plus 63HP, and we are available in all of the major podcasting services around the globe, but particularly with like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please don't forget, please don't forget to like, subscribe, uh, put some reviews and comments, all those fun stuff, so it can help our channel grow. Housekeeping done. We have a lot of fun topics this week, a lot of things that we've seen that we are very passionate about. But as always, we start with personal updates about the cast. So we're going to start with Chubax. What's new in the Chuidian household?
so just I'll fly through these, but first, finally read the Bleach final arc. The
Wait,
thousand.
after 10 years?
I know. 'Cause I just
Are you
skimmed.
sure?
I skimmed it
Final?
before, but it's I know. Finally read through the Quincy battle. Good action is, but of course it still had the Dragon Ball syndrome of power ups. Nothing.
As always.
Nothing smart, but the art was so good. I mean,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
the fan service, the adult Hitsugaya. Did you see that? It's like
I forget. It's been years.
because he's like one of the most popular characters, right? Hitsuguya,
Mhm.
the handsome young captain, and then there's his Bankai. You remember the flowers on the petals?
Oh, the
Mhm.
flower petals. Yeah,
It always assumed that when it runs out, the Bankai runs out.
Hmm.
correct.
It's not the case. It's just that's when the Bankai unleashes the complete version, and
Holy
it's an
cow.
adult version of it's a Guya. It's like so handsome, even more handsome. And then we get uh Kenpachi as the Bankai and the Shikai, and I think
Yeah,
that
I remember. I mean, the last thing I remember about Bleach, that is vividly, because the last arc I didn't enjoy that much, but he finally spoke to his sword
yeah.
to know what the name of his sword is, and then he unleashes it. Yeah.
No. The twist there was the first Kenpachi was Unohana, the medic captain.
Hmm.
What?
She's the original Kenpachi, and she's the one that found Saraki Kenpachi. And
Interesting.
and the twist there. So the one that becomes because the old guy captain, the general dies, right?
Mm.
So the new captain is the lazy guy, the one with the flowery.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So
one,
he,
yeah,
Correct.
the one with the
yeah. So his first
The one with the hat.
yeah his
that.
first one of his first orders was to unleash Zaraki to finally train him. So the twist was Unohana's one of the strongest Kenpachi. She's the first Kenpachi, so she's like a badass killer. And then when she meets Kenpachi, he was like a young boy, and then they fought, and it was her sin. That's the way she says it. It's my sin that for the first time, it's like cutting back. So she's training Kenpachi, and then it's flashing back to their first fight, the boy Kenpachi, and they were fighting, and she goes on like she says, it's my fault that you're like this. Because when I was bored before, but I'm like you, I have fun fighting though, right? So when he finally fought Kenpachi, he was having so much fun. And Zaraki was the same. He was having so much fun. But he was stronger. The kid was stronger. So as Kenpachi was having fun, when he started to realize that he was stronger, he became like
He
shit.
contained himself.
Yeah, it's like fuck. Well, is this it? If I kill her, I can't have fun anymore. So he's always been putting a limiter So in the end, that's
Ah.
when he unleashes the limit na. He kills Unohana. And then he becomes Kenpachi. Sends the Kenpachi na. It's just bad. I love his arc. His arc was pretty.
Yeah.
And I think the
It's
twist one of the twists I think is his vice captain
Mhm.
is
The
his
baby, the
is
baby
his
girl.
Shikai, is his Zanpaku, is the sword.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
There was a
So it
scene that
projected itself to be a vice captain?
I know it's weird, but there was a scene where it fought by itself without Zaraki, so it's weird. But then in the end, there was this where he was like being beaten up, and she was like, uh, uh, "You haven't unleashed me yet. Unleash me." She was talking like that, and then that's when
Mm.
he did the Bankai. Anyways, that's a Bleach final arc.
Oh,
It
It's
was
it's
it
yeah.
was fun.
300 chapters, right? How many chapters
I
is Bleach?
think I think 680 the total.
68. Okay.
680, but the
So
final arc is like 200. I would
80, let's
say
say.
200.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. I
okay.
might
Nothing
come
but
back.
one thing. The next one is I'm doing condo upgrades as well. I have a picture
What?
here.
Everybody's upgrading their places. God
Some
damn it.
uh, some DIY for here. There we go. Look at that. I'm so
Look at
happy.
Whoa.
that.
I had to drill into the wall so I could hang that the Batwing, the Lego Batwing. That's Lego. The Lego
It
Batwing.
seems straight enough. That's pretty good. You did a good job.
It's
Look
not
at that.
it's not perfect, but
That
I'm happy. I'm happy. I like the slam dunk
you
there.
get the full. Oh, wait, who's I? Wait, there's only four of them. Who are you missing?
That's five.
Ryota.
Oh, there's five. Ryota's the smallest one on the
There's
right.
five.
Oh,
The
it's
one
on the
next
right. It's on the right.
Yeah,
I
all the
didn't
way
see.
to
It's
the
like
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Voltron.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't see because the four of them were like all together. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, maybe I'll get
Very
the
nice.
that slam dunk as well.
And the
Interesting.
manga slam dunk also at the bottom. And then last, the kids are finally playing a PS5 game. Do you know this? It Takes Two.
I heard it was good.
It's
No.
really good. It's a
It's a co-op thing.
couch co-op thing.
Couch call. And you have to play it with two people, right? You can't
Yeah,
play it by yourself.
yeah, but if one person buys it, you can play online with
Two people.
another person.
Hmm.
So it's
Oh,
like
that's awesome.
co-op, where one guy has to do something so the other can pass, and then the other has to do something, and it's
Hmm.
funny. It's about the parents also, and this is like that. They do weird stuff, and it's really funny, and the kids are having fun with it.
Yeah, I saw a tweet where there's this gamer that says this is my first PlayStation uh platinum trophy and I didn't even buy the game. So that's good that you can play it if one person has it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's just like they were the ones that made the Prison Escape game, the two No Way Out, I
I
think.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's the same thing with that. You buy one buys it, and then anybody online can play with him.
Can play with.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
the other guy downloads the demo, and then it connects to
Uh-huh.
the other one.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
That's good.
pretty awesome.
and that's me for today.
RJ, what's new in the Villanueva household?
Well, similar to Chewy, but I don't have photos to show yet. We just bought the supplies, so we're going to do some DIY repainting of rooms. Since we're all working at home anyway, might as well spruce up the house a bit. So yeah, we'll eventually. I'll send some photos once it's done. But this is instead of hiring someone, we're gonna literally sand the walls down.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna try it out as a family. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I want to sand
for
my
me.
walls.
What color?
Well,
Pink.
we'll start with Jada. So her room's
Black.
almost like a light gray. No, surprisingly. I thought she'd go for traditional colors, but she actually wanted light gray. So eventually, I'll get this office as well.
Nice. Uh,
Yeah.
my update. So it's been a terribly busy week at work, but also I think I mentioned last week. I bought a couple of lenses for my camera that I shouldn't have, but I did. So as recompense, I had to take a few additional gigs to supplement the salary to pay for said lenses. But so I did early last week, Monday. I was able to film a concert of a friend. So she has a new band, Ghost Pony, and their genre of music is kind of like this indie. They call it alien western, and I thought at first it was a hipster description, but it is a very apt description of their sound, and it's amazing. I really
Would
enjoyed
I like it?
documenting. I don't know. I actually, it's one of those things that I feel that being there,
Help the
the
atmosphere help.
yeah, there's a harp, there's a couple
Okay.
of guitarists,
Are
there's
they on
weird
iTunes?
drums. I think so, but what I'm gonna do is once I finish editing the concert together, I'll kind of like do that as one of my shares in one of these podcasts. I was very happy with the outcome of the a little bit of the recording. Like it's my first full on concert that I did in an actual very nice space. That's the other thing is like the concert was in the back lot of a warehouse that is a costume rental place in Bushwick, Brooklyn, where a lot of the hipsters go. And it's by a railroad. So even just the space was unique. So I'm excited to show some photos. Yeah, and the lead singer and the accordionist is extremely beautiful. The harpist is extremely beautiful. The musicians are
I'm
extremely
gonna be
talented.
watching it then.
There you go. I even like for thing, even just to see these wonderful, talented, very beautiful musicians, it's going to be a treat. So I'm excited to see how my taste in music or in live performance has deviated from like the traditional mainstream stuff. So I think it'll take me maybe a week or two just to render everything out, and then I'll send it. So that's kind of like the main fun stuff. But
Since you said
secondarily,
very beautiful, I think we're interested right now.
and talented. That's a good thing about. Imagine like a super gorgeous accordionist or super gorgeous harpist serenading you to sleep. That would be pretty awesome for me as well. But because work has been literally beating me up the past week, and then the girlfriend has been out. A friend swung by so that we could have one night to just relax and decompress. And she is a big fan of weird films. And of late, and then we'll discuss this even more in our recommendations for the week later. But
Ooh.
um,
Okay.
there's been a lot of weirdness surrounding Nicolas Cage. Like it's weird how he's a
I love it.
acad- Academy Award winning actor that, lack of a better term, fell from grace for a very long time.
I
Uh,
disagree.
Hmm.
I disagree.
well, the
Let's
thing is,
fucking make it
he's
four
been
for four.
yeah. Oh, well, of course. Chubax is adding Mandy to our list right now, but that's the turning point of his career. But I think it's been maybe close to 10 years now where he got into trouble with the IRS, right? So he apparently, like, he or his accountant or somebody, they haven't been paying taxes for decades. So in India, he owed the IRS 30 some odd $50 million in back taxes from all of his earnings. So
Whoa.
that's the reason, like, past decade, you'll see 10 Nicolas Cage movies a year, and then 11 of them suck, like worse than B movies. But as Chubax has put in our recommendations for the week, which we'll discuss a little bit later, um, there were a few films that he, occasionally one out of the 20, 25 films that he will be doing for the year hits. And then Mandy was one of them. Mandy was kind of like the turning point. A year later, Mandy, my recommendation for the week, will show the trailer later, is what we saw earlier this week. I read about it. It's kind of, A24 is this production house that does a lot of artsy films,
But
or art,
Hmm.
really good ratings.
really good
Oh,
Reviews.
that's
films.
good.
that are there. So I call A24 kind of the artsiest touching on mainstream. So it's not as super weird as most people would do. But anything that A24 releases, either a movie or an album or a video game, one of my most favorite video games on mobile, Florence, is produced by A24. So we'll add
Oh,
that to
okay.
in the next few weeks. But so uh, uh, Pig it was a semi A24 looking film that Nicolas Cage starred in, and I thought it's like it's a fucking Nicolas Cage flick. It's going to be horrible. Saw a couple of tweets, heard it was really
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 good.
good,
I heard that.
and then hey, I put it on my list of things to watch for from Nicolas Cage, Mandy and Pig. So me and my friends saw Pig. We'll discuss it later.
No,
Spoiler alert.
we'll
I
be
fucking love it.
discussing. We'll discuss it next week
Yeah.
because it's a homework.
Discuss it next week, but we'll show the trailer later. Spoiler alert, I loved it. I loved it so much that we watched the next film, which I know was going to be a shit show, but I just love one of the
I
reviews
I
that I
enjoyed
saw.
it. I enjoyed it.
Yep, yep. But I
But
love
we'll
one of
discuss it.
one of the reviews that I saw, and we'll put a little bit more backstory later. But Willy's Wonderland, we also saw, but this is a film that Nicolas Cage did not say a fucking word.
I love it.
No.
I love
Not
it.
he grunted a few times,
I love it.
not a single word. And
Uh,
there's a little bit of backstory we'll discuss later. So
Okay, okay.
we saw those two films back to back just because Pig was like, wow, this is an actual film. I'm more of the cinematography, like the cinematography. It was shot so beautifully. Pig was set in Portland, so there's some character there. So I really really enjoyed that. And then Willy's Wonderland was just like a wild ride. So that's pretty much my week, and it was a Nicolas Cage kind of week, and it seems like it's going to be a
Nicholas Cage.
Nicolas
Thanks.
Cage
I
weekend
love
with
it.
all of
I love
the
it.
discussion. So let's get into the crux of the
Okay.
conversation. Last week we had some assignments. Um,
I just added
we're doing
one.
it,
Yeah, go.
of course, yeah. So
Uh,
we what we wanted to do or to like format our show a little bit better is like each one of us will have we have our assignments, but the assignment is sponsored by somebody. Like Chubax saw Free Guy, so he will be leading that discussion. RJ saw Oat Studios or suggested Oat Studios last week. He'll be leading that, and I've been passionate about Ted Lasso for the forever, for ever since came about. So I'll
season
be
one.
leading that discussion. So those are kind of like the main things that we wanted to discuss with you, our listeners and viewers, so that you could see whether this show is for you or not. So when you blade through Netflix, where you purchase or rent that film on Apple TV, you are more informed whether that investment is worth not only your hard-earned pesos and dollars, but also your time. So those are our three main pillars for the week. But because there's like a very important sporting event that happened over the
I
weekend,
just
Shabak, take it away.
sorry. I just had to add this. Did you guys watch the fight?
I It's so expensive I could not watch the fight, but I've seen every
No.
single YouTube clip
You should.
about it.
It's so good. How can you have a 6'9", 277 pound guy who fights like that? Come on, man. Tyson Fury is amazing. How can how can
Everybody,
how can he move like that? 277, 6 foot
hey,
nine,
if I'm 6'9", I'll move like that too.
and he's like dad,
In
and
our dreams.
he has a dad bod. Oh my
Yeah,
god, it
dad
was just so
bod,
amazing.
and it seems like so. Everybody's been saying that this is going to be one of the greatest fights of all time. I haven't seen the entire fight, but I've read that there's some
Uh,
knockouts being traded.
yeah. So
You know,
I can tell you. So nobody's saying it's like the greatest fight, but it's one of the
one of.
one of the best trilogies.
Mhm.
Trilogies, not just not this fight, but it's really good because so to recap, just the first fight, it's so weird. Even the I was watching the debate shows about this. It's so weird that this is one of the could be in like top 10, top 5 trilogies because technically Tyson Fury won all of them. Because the first fight, he won. He should have won, but it was a tie because he got knocked down on the 12th round, but he got up and finished the fight. But so you know how judges are. They made it a tie, but if you look at the numbers, Tyson Fury won that fight. Second match was a demolish.
Ooh.
The second match was he demolished Wilder. Like they stopped it at the 7th round or something, multiple knockdowns, and then the trainer just gave up. The third fight, Wilder, Deontay Wilder came in, won the first round, surprising everybody. But second round, third round went Fury's way. He knocked down Wilder on the third round once. So it's like, oh, this is just gonna be like the second fight. But on the fourth round, Wilder knocked Fury down twice.
Yeah.
But then after that, 5-11 was just Fury was just bringing out all the tools in his toolbox, man. 277, and he was leaning as much as he could on Wilder, and he's just tiring him out.
Oh, yeah.
So just all hard to Wilder for staying up to 11, but he was just outboxed. He couldn't hit him anymore, and the fight was just so good.
That's the funny thing about the
Damn.
heavyweight class because, I mean, from my understanding, they had a 40-pound weight difference, right? Or a 30-pound weight difference.
I think after like 180, it's all heavyweights. You know, there's
Yeah,
no-
yeah. So you can be at 220 versus. So I think, yeah,
Wilder was
Wilder
around
was around
230, 220.
240.
Yeah, 230 to 40, something like that. The other one was 277. But
270.
the funny
so
thing
like,
was, Wilder usually fights around, I think, 218 or something. So he gained 30 pounds in
just to
thinking
be-
thinking it was to fight that lean, to fight the body weight that's gonna push on him. But like Skip Bayless was like, he picked Wilder before the fight, the third fight. And it was like, the only thing that made him decide Wilder was because Fury was 277. But then after the fight, he was like, I was focusing on the wrong weight. I should have focused on Wilder's 238 because he's heavier than his
Yeah,
like
normal.
20 pounds more than his normal fighting weight. Because that's muscle, that's gonna tire you more.
you'll be carrying. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
carrying that yourself.
Yeah, and it's gonna be more tiring. So he should have stayed with his own weight and just used speed. But that's not the best part. This, what I'm gonna show you, just like a 1 minute and a half clip, is the best thing about the fight. You know how wrestlers are so good at emotion and stuff. This one
Yeah.
this one just gives me hype. And how can you not get hype? It's Big E, if you know Big E from New Day, from
Yeah, of course.
WWE.
From a new day.
Just look how he does this. It's just so good.
About that time. But you'll have to wait for me to
Wait, there's no sound. Run
Oh,
it back.
There's
Run it
no
back.
sound.
Oh crap! Hold on.
No worries. I mean, it's See, I love when what do you call this? When
Boxers, fighters.
any celebrity or any match when they bring in cameos for their intros. That's my favorite part.
Like you remember The Rock on Super Bowl? That was really good. But this one, I think this one is better, dude. Just look at the speech and everything. How
It's about that time. But you'll have to wait for me to introduce the champ. Elusive and tough. A clinical slugger with a wicked way of words. Big Dog's getting annihilated. This dude will eat a punch, laugh
Love
in your
this
face,
dude.
knock you out, and smile again. From big
Damn.
fella doing big things, big bells, big dreams. The Gypsy King. No man on this
Gypsy
planet
King.
has beaten him. Come at the king. You best not miss. Feel the power. Clap for the champ. This is Tyson Fury. So, the script is flipped. That bad man has finally lost his zero. But in this game, it's all about revenge. And now, this cat, even more dangerous than before. Because if your goal isn't to be on top, you don't deserve to be. He's been haunting the souls of the heavyweight division, knocking down every dude he's faced. See? He's a new man, with a new mindset, with that same old golden right hand. It's a new day. Let me reintroduce the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. Say it with me now. Bomb Squad!
Yeah, how can you not be hyped?
Remember when it was just Michael Buffer doing all of the weird stuff? Now everybody has a thing.
Imagine
I like it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
if you
I'm
were in
in
the
it.
imagine if you were just in the stadium and you hear that like, oh, let's go.
I guess
Goosebumps.
Big E has a career after the WWE, being
It's quite good.
announcer
It's
for all
quite
fights.
good. It's actually very good.
All right. We've done our primer roundup for the week. Personal stuff, sports stuff, or at least one of the major sports stuff. We're gonna slide into the meat of our discussion. These are again movies and shows, both from cinema, on streaming services, easily available, not easily available. But we're gonna start with, support the cinema, support actual movies. Chubax, tell us about Ryan Reynolds' Free Guy.
So Free Guy.
Yeah.
When I saw this trailer, I was really scared for it because it looked like what they tell about Netflix, like an AI made it. Something like just kids who like this and this and this. But
Yeah.
then after I watch it, it's good. It has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Mm-hmm,
it's really good. It for pandemic, it earned like 350 million, so that's pretty
Mm.
good. And yeah, after I watched it with the kids. We loved it. Joe Keery from Stranger Things is in it. Did I say it right? Ke- Joe Keery? Steve from
Joe,
Stranger Things.
yeah, Kiri, and
Joe Keery.
uh, of course, my ex girlfriend is in that movie too,
Jodie
Jodie Comer.
Comer. And I don't know, just there's something like I don't know about Joe Keery. He's like typical handsome guy, but I don't find him typical handsome, and I just like how he looks like a nice guy, you know. So he appears to be a nice guy from
The
the
boy next door, you mean?
yeah. So I really like that vibe, and then the the Taika Waititi is amazing.
Yeah.
Did you see his jacket when he came in, like the
Yep.
like the anime cloak or something? I don't know. I don't even know what to call it.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's just,
It's a denim long coat denim. Is that the one
uh,
you're talking about?
uh,
I love it.
so yeah,
Oh.
I saw it with the kids. The kids loved it. It had more heart than I expected. I guess that's what really surprised me. For they could have just mailed it in and then just did effects and action, but pretty nice. So for those who don't know, as you can see in the trailer, this Free Guy's about a game where a non-player character starts to wake up or like, starts to, I guess, have sentience and
Be sentient. Yeah.
think for himself,
Sentient.
and
Yeah.
he meets a girl that he's in love with, that which wakes him up, and then story goes from there. So how about you, John? What did you think? Did you watch this in the
I
theater? The theater, right?
Yeah, so close to 2 months ago now, when I was in Austin, I had like a night free and I didn't know where else to go. But I have my AMC A list, which allows me to watch 3 movies in any AMC theater at whatever type. Like, so it's Dolby, 3D, whatever. So I can do 3 movies a week. That's one of my movies that week, or at least the movie that I saw. Just because one, I have been hearing during that time, so this was again over a month ago, some rumblings on how the trailer did not do the actual
Justice.
movie justice. But again,
Uh,
and after I saw the movie and I was racking my brain, particularly because we were discussing it this week too, it's going to be really hard to encapsulate the
Yeah,
heart of the
yeah,
movie.
I
So
agree.
in the end, it was a great surprise to me that it was more than just, oh, they're trying to make a movie about an open world MMORPG or an open world like a Fortnite type or a GTA 5 type of
mhm.
movie and make a commentary about it. So, um, one, I was also very, very hesitant to watch it, despite the, even with the good reviews. But because again, I don't play GTA, don't play open world stuff like this. It's Ryan Reynolds doing the same Ryan Reynolds thing. Like it's sometimes I am confused whether does he actually act well, or it's because he's just being himself that it's, is that acting. But what tipped me over, spending close to 2 hours watching is one, initially I thought, Taika Waititi's there, so it must be good, and I think he was the weakest part of the movie for me. No, not that he was bad, but he was a very generic bad guy for me. His jokes didn't land, but it's still Taika Waititi, so I support whatever he does. But secondarily, Jodie Comer. Like I will watch anything that Jodie Comer is in. I just think she's delightful, and she's of course gorgeous, and she has some acting chops. I actually never heard her with like a semi-American accent, so that was fun. Um, but again, in the end, it was I don't want to spoil the actual twists of the film, but for whomever is watching the movie, yes, you're gonna appreciate more when you do the video game route, like all the people running into walls or walking and jumping and walking and jumping. They respect that in terms of how the movie is built, but in a video game is the video gameness of it wasn't the main story, which is kind of like vehicle about actually, like trying something new, or actualizing yourself, or try not being afraid to um go out there and do whatever you think you might want to be, and walk in the, did you die?
Okay,
No, I
give
died.
me some.
1 second. I don't have a pause anymore. My bad. Still recording anyways.
It's fine. Yeah, we're what do you call this? We are a growing show.
We have crappy internet. There. What happened to RJ?
I just walked out. Um, yeah, but to close out, my take on Free Guy while I kill time until RJ comes back because he'll do seasons two, is again like the video gameness is the might be the vehicle of the conversation, but that's only a tool to push forward all of these different layers about not being afraid to tell your best friend that you love them, both in a platonic and a romantic sense. But also not being. I like the idea that they have equal credence on the NPCs themselves, where it's okay to do what you're built to do. Like it's fine, right? I mean, it's fine to be. If you just want to make cappuccino or medium cappuccino with almond milk every day for the rest of your life, that's fine too. Like there are certain things that you're okay with, but the idea of it is like you chose it rather than somebody else. So I really enjoy this. Again, I think the 80% Rotten Tomato is right about the right mark. I would be like anywhere between 7 and 8. Not something that I would watch again, but it's something that you know
I'd have it in
I
the
think would.
background. I'd have it in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. But also like it's a good movie to introduce somebody to the how video games have changed even for the past year.
That's
Like if
true.
like, people our age and who have kids, they will never appreciate the power ups, the random missions and stuff like that, or just like doing whatever you want whenever. Loot boxes, right? They will
Yeah, that's true.
no they Yeah. So that'd be a nice entry point. Uh, RJ, I'll pass it to you. Like, what do you think? And how'd you watch it too?
Well, I didn't really get to finish the entire movie. I was finding sites online to look to watch it, and um, I wasn't able to because I had to go out and buy paint. But I think what you said was right, wherein for people of certain ages, even though we are gamers, I don't think we really got a similar type of gaming. So we're not familiar with the loot boxes so much. I mean, although I know from my daughter who plays Fortnite and somewhat similar, you get skins so you can change your characters. I get that. Okay. Um, but if I didn't know that, I would not understand what Free City, the game, was about. Maybe the closest was GTA. Perhaps
Mhm.
that's what I could relate it to. So it gave me, at least for the first half of the movie, it gave me some thought into how game developers also put time and effort in crafting
Mhm.
NPCs
Yeah,
that we
good point.
sometimes take them for granted.
Mhm.
I mean, the most usual NPCs that we interact with are probably shopkeepers or
Yeah.
quest givers. But the rest could kill them. We could just ignore them. We didn't even know that they existed. But it shows in the movie, even briefly, how much time and effort it took to code each single face, each single
Dude,
NPC.
one of the best things about it for me is the dude.
The dude.
RJ
The
hasn't seen
dude.
it, the dude, yeah, but that was so good. Yeah.
uh,
Everything about him, like catchphrase, because he wasn't finished.
he wasn't.
Right?
That was the best. He hasn't had a catchphrase. Yes, so his catchphrase is catchphrase.
And then the
Whereas everyone has one, right?
yeah,
I
no, cause
mean, don't have a good day, have
yeah,
a
cause
great one.
he wasn't finished, but Taika wanted to upload him, so he was like the best, the three things I like is something specific, something, and then TBD. That's the one he filled it out. That's so good. But then for me, I guess this is major spoilers day. I don't think you really care, but my favorite part for the like part of the core of the story too is like in the end when free guy
Oh wait, you're spoiling it. You're spoiling it,
yeah.
or
No,
you're spoil. Okay.
I actually somehow saw the ending. I don't know
Okay.
where or
Okay.
how, but I've seen the ending already,
Okay.
All
where
right.
everyone was cheering for Free Guy, right?
If you're listening to this, we do kind of suggest you watch Free Guy. Maybe not super immediately or not buy it full price, but when it comes out, buy it. But from this point on, we're gonna spoil it. So again, we'll all of our episodes have timestamps, so you can skip to the next section if you don't want to listen to the some of the spoilery things that we'll discuss, because some of the things that I want to add on to it will be spoilery as well. So go ahead, Chubax.
So for me, my favorite part is um Joe Keery's character, Keys, I think, right, his name.
Mhm.
He programmed the blue shirt guy to wake up or to fall in love when he sees the girl, right? So in the
Mhm.
Yeah.
end, since he's becoming sentient, he also let that, because you sometimes you'd expect that he'd end up with a girl or something, but that was part of his programming too. So in the end, when he let her go, and like he moved on, that's really part showing that he really is, waking up.
Mhm.
He's really
Being sentient,
being
because
alive.
he understood that
Correct.
it was not where. So okay, just
It was
to frame.
programmed to him. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
programmed to do
So
it.
guy, talking about in
Right. Already.
is Reynolds. He was an NPC who became sentient. He became sentient because he fell in love with Jodie Comer's character. Because why he fell in love with Jodie Comer's character shortly, but in the end, Guy understood that this is not where Jodie Comer is and lives, because it's still digital. It's a virtual world. So even the NPC understood that the his life is does not belong to him there. So in the end of the movie, Ryan Reynolds, even if Jodie Comer and Ryan Reynolds were already kind of in love with each other, Ryan Reynolds says like, "You should go because this is not your life." So that's again, that's what going by Chubax, that this is what sentience is. It's not about being able to think for yourself, but it's also being to think for the betterment of others. Man,
Oh,
so
I
smart.
love that quote, man.
The only other, so my only nit, or what, I have a lot in the movie. It's not a perfect movie by any
Far from
stretch of
it,
the
but it's
imagination.
just fun.
But one thing that I found egregiously funny was, uh, yeah, is when towards the end, like in the third act, when what happened was the algorithm that was being used for Free City was the same algorithm where Jodie Comer's character and her best friend Joe
Created.
Keery created. So essentially, uh, Taika Waititi stole um, or bought the algorithm for the game, but did not change it enough to make it his. So technically, he stole the algorithm for Free City. That's why it's so good, essentially, like because you know it's self-thinking to make sure that everybody has fun. Uh, Joe Keery's character in the end was going to let um, Jodie Comer's character know on why Guy, right? He had this video saying like, "Hey, I know why Guy is waking up when we were making our game, a game that was about video games just evolving by themselves, not being played, and us players will just be watching video games play themselves, right? That was kind of like the game that they were building. He had to make this character, Guy, and he wanted, like what Chubac said, fall in love with somebody. But how can this character fall in love in a more concrete way? So he started building that character off himself, meaning that his love
Love
for Jodie Comer
was what he wrote.
translated
What's
to
coming out?
Guy,
Yeah.
right? It was in one video. So essentially, Jodie Comer literally stopped watching that video when he found out right before
He
Joe
confessed.
Keery was gonna say that, hey, that dude is in love with you because that's writing about you in our literally. So if she just watched 10 more seconds
A
of
little
that
bit
video,
more.
they, it wouldn't have been good if I love. But that's my only about that film.
So I guess that's why it explains he likes bubblegum ice cream, he likes swings, the similar things because
Yeah.
that's how he was initially built at the core,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's him. Like he found, he liked the things that Jodie Comer liked as well because he was in love with his best friend. So, one of the core reasons why I came alive when he saw Jodie Comer sniffing around Free City. But that was the small nit. But also my shout out to, in the end, uh, uh, Ryan Reynolds' best friend, the security guard.
Oh yeah,
Um,
buddy.
they were just happy together. Yeah, like I love it. I love
Yeah,
that.
that was
That's
good. That was just like a romance
like
without.
them just
Yeah, agreed.
in the end they ended up together and they were just going to live their lives. They can do anything they want in that little island that they bought. So yeah, that was fun. I mean, yeah, Free Guy. Anything else, boys?
Though, though it is funny that they made AI and they just continued to make a game out of it. It's like it wasn't revolutionizing the world or anything.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah,
it's a
and
game.
Yeah, could have been better. They could have better things to make with that,
They could have
yeah,
won
but
the Nobel Peace Prize or or something with
hundred
AI.
could
percent.
have.
And then they used the AI to have people watch video games play themselves, which is it's so meta because of what we're doing right now. Like,
Oh,
uh,
wait,
but
I
you're just taking out the middleman.
I did love that Channing Tatum guy, and then the guy who was
Oh,
controlling. That was so funny, dude.
Mom!
It
Okay, good point about that. Oh, so what we didn't discuss was all the cameos and Easter eggs. So many cool cameos. Channing Tatum, Chris Evans
Chris
was
Evans,
there.
so cool.
There's so many cool cameos and commenting about, Chris Evans commenting about Free Guy using Captain America's shield. Like, wow, look at you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, Channing Tatum, the king of cameos. That's so fun. Yeah. Uh, thoughts? Last thoughts, Chubax?
I
I
recommend it.
wanted to add.
Oh, go
Okay.
Oh, go
go.
ahead, Jay.
I wanted to add that it also has the vibe of the Truman Show.
Yes,
Hmm.
that's what.
Not in
I,
the very exact sense, but a character that wakes up realizing that your whole world is fake. That must give you some psychological issues right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you wake up, you do your shit day in, day out, and you're happy. You have no idea why. And then suddenly somebody tells you, and not just somebody, the supposed love of your life tells you you're not real. This world is not real. See that screen? You're not real. And you're just like,
yeah.
what? But again, so when I saw that, when I was at that part, I was like, pretty much like Truman Show.
Yeah,
Then how do you move forward from there?
my wife also made that connection.
I mean, it is definitely, a combination of Truman Show and quite a lot of other things where there's this like Matrix. It's very Matrixy.
Yes,
But
yes,
it's fun.
yes. Matrix C. So
Um, cool. Free Guy.
watch it.
I recommend watch it.
Find it. Rent it from your streaming service of choice. Or find alternates to watch it. It's one of those things. Just wait on like the regular streaming services. Uh,
True,
uh, one is it's an anthology series. So I'll turn the mic over to RJ to discuss and describe.
Yeah. So the next topic that we'd like, or the next show I'd like to share with you guys and recommend is the Oats Studio season 1 in Netflix. This came out actually October 1 here in the Philippines. I'm not sure in other
Hmm.
areas. Um, it came out October 1, and it was ranked as one of the top 10, or at least the recommended ones in the Philippines. Digging in a little bit more about Oat Studios, this this volume 1 that you see on Netflix has 10 episodes, and it has different. Each episode can range from as short as 4 minutes all the way up to 22 minutes or 26 minutes. I think is the longest one. Now each episode is standalone, well, almost standalone. Um, it's a series of short films. If you're a fan of, I don't know, Twilight Zone, if you're that age, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
It gives you, it's a little bit of horror, it's a little bit of weirdness, it's a little bit of humor mixed into it, and I like it because on Netflix it's just 10 different stories, and you don't know what you're gonna get next. So maybe Chubax can share like a preview of the film of a preview of the first episode, which is Raka. This
Yeah,
one has
it's up
Sigourney
now. It's
Weaver.
up now.
Oh, it's up
It's
now. It's
it's
up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So what you see now, it's like a post-apocalyptic what if of the world, that there's this group of lizard-like aliens that came over and took over the world. Basically, we became food, or we became breeding grounds for them. But there's a lot of things happening in the middle. Either humans are being gifted, or there's another alien race that's also trying to help us out. there's a lot of these small things that are suggesting it, but it doesn't really give you a good ending. Meaning each episode is a cliffhanger. So
Hmm.
that's why I keep watching the next one, hoping that it'll continue the story somehow, but it doesn't. But you'll get a mix of horror, you'll get a mix of weirdness, you'll get a mix of humor, and I really enjoyed it. I think I watched it almost in just one go until 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, so so Oats Studios is a Neil Blomkamp joint. So
Yeah,
he has this aesthetic. Alien sci-fi is kind of like the main through line of all of the stories. Very District 9, very chappy looking. So
yes.
if you're into those kinds of films, you're really gonna enjoy this kind of like dump of different stories from him and his crew. So if you're a sci-fi nut and you've been waiting for the District 9 sequel for
Let's
12
see.
years
Yeah.
now, you're going so 4, including the QVC shop now kind of
Oh,
episode. All right.
I love that.
I so the first episode, Raka, I really enjoy. This is the type of Neil Blomkamp stuff that I really enjoy. Is a little bit of warfare, a little bit of again post-apocalyptic sci-fi stuff against aliens, alien invasions, and whatnot. So I really enjoy the
Ah, God.
still.
Hold on, hold
Um,
on. Sucks. My internet's been on the fritz the whole night. Let me try something else.
No.
Hold on.
Intermittent.
Hold on.
Apologies for our screw ups.
Hey, again, we're all learning together.
The whole free guy segment sucked. And what's worse is my OBS.
Did it?
I can't find the pause button. It's gone. I couldn't pause. It's
Don't
so
need to
weird.
pause. This is part of the show. Kevin.
Yeah, technical difficulties is part of it.
Yeah, as long as we're recording, we're fine.
Did you see the episode where in Kind of Funny where everybody was gone?
that
Did you
was
see
my
that?
favorite episode with the OBS just like blue and so
Just-
it was like generic. I clicked on that thumbnail just
It reminded me of
because
us.
that looks like shit. They're like, oh, what's it? Everybody is like snakes. Everybody got bitten by snakes. Uh,
Hold on.
mm, 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 mm. Just
Okay. Crap. I connected to another router. I hope it stays long. The free guy segment's gonna suck, but
Huh? That's fine.
okay, it's
Are we
still
back?
holding good for now. The pause button would have helped. I don't know what because there was a new update, but I didn't update it yet because I didn't want anything to change. And now it's the pause button is gone.
Are we
Yeah.
looping our?
Yes, it's still going.
Okay. Are you sure? Because like I can't see your screen anymore. I can't see our share screen
Oh crap! I'm not.
anymore.
Yeah, you're right. We can't see the share screen.
But anyway, okay. Hey, we're a growing
You're
show.
sharing the OBS.
OBS. No, but yeah, we're fine.
Oh, you're saying the
Which
OBS.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. No, but again, going back to the it's great. But again, you can really see in some episodes the difference in budget. Like the first one episode with that's Sigourney
Sigourney.
Weaver, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the first episode with Sigourney Weaver, that was pretty dope.
Carly Pope.
Good. The monsters, the Yeah, the stars look great. The prosthetics look great. The effects look great. But as I saw more and more episodes, I can really see like, wow, okay, it was not distributed. But um, yeah, that's kind of just like my main nip. I didn't finish the entire season because post-apocalyptic sci-fi is one of my favorite genres, but it's one of those that I need to be in the mood to watch.
Mm,
Um, and because it's an anthology, you don't know what you're gonna get. Like I enjoyed the Alien one, the Vietnam War episode. I kind of like, yeah, I don't know. The QVC was fun. So it really is a mixed bag. So, but it's good that it's only 10 episodes.
yeah.
Some of them are short. And I think it is worthy of being in one of those suggested by Netflix because it was on my trending in one of these days this week. So, Chubax, how many episodes did you see of Oats Studios?
I saw all of it, and I researched a little bit.
Nice.
These were all made, I think, 2017 or something, and it's more like
Yeah. Back in
Oh,
it yeah,
2017.
it was an experimental where they were trying to gauge interest on if they could continue and make one of them feature films. So I
Make
don't
a
know.
series or movie.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't push through because some of them are really good, and the reviews were who of those who watch it really like it, and I loved it because
There
it's
was a love and hate. There was a love and hate for some.
no, but I loved it because it was like there's a lot of horror anthologies like Are You Afraid of the Dark, Twilight Zone. I guess Twilight Zone's the
Yeah.
closest, but we don't really have sci-fi anthologies.
sci-fi. Yeah, that's a
Like
good point.
That's true.
that
That's
would have been,
true.
and the short the shorts played really good because some of these are like they cut out exposition and they just go. They just
They're
played.
in it. Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
it.
they played with. You got the context from the setting, what's happening right now. They didn't have to explain
Mm.
everything, or they just feed you some lines, but it was very smooth with the dialogue and it, especially
Suggestive.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're real good and some were just it's good because like some of them were heavy and dark, and then you have those stuff like the cooking stuff. That was just like this is just fucked up stuff.
I was just laughing.
Yeah, that was just like fucked up. Because if you don't know, John, there's did you watch that episode with the cooking?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
think you did.
QVC
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cooking
that,
with
that's
Bill.
where I kind of lost me.
yeah. But
See,
I
that
mean,
wasn't my scene.
I know, but it's not like it shoved it an hour of it for you. It's just like three short segments. It was funny, and then uh,
It's like 10 minutes or something.
I know the president was funny too, and then but not as much. But um, Adam was really good. The the cyborg stuff, and then I really love the last episode. It's like the last episode, John, was more
Uh,
uh like a
Weapons tester.
happened like they're a company of weapons testers, and then
handheld.
they're handheld videoing their experiments, and it was just like
Nice.
two scenes. Like one was like they had a gun that shoots a bullet if it hits somebody. You can control them with like a joystick and a control board, and they were
Cool.
controlling the guy. And then what made it funny was the two scientists. They were they were like really funny, and they really loved their job. And then the other one was like more exploding locusts, and there's like oh this they have
Yeah.
prisoners, and like oh this guy is on loan from the DOD. He thinks he's getting out, but he's not. And stuff like that, and then they just kill him, and it was like,
He's gonna die here.
yeah, it's really funny. So, and the effects, and I mean yeah, the effects as especially as you go down the episodes, like the budget goes down and down and down, especially compared to Rock Up. But you could see the idea and the shots. Shots were really good, well done.
Hmm.
And again, I really like the just
True.
dropping us into a scene and then fuck the exposition. It means it also shows us that some movies do too much exposition. We don't need too much
Yeah,
exposition.
I
Yeah,
mean that's the tough part with movie because you like what ideally 2 hours to run everything in a 3 act
True.
structure. So
I
it's
think
the balance of giving you context and background versus the actuals. But again, it's I mean that's why
Mm.
my stills I haven't run through, and I think the way that you described the last episode, I think that's something that I will really enjoy. But the first episode I enjoyed a lot because you're in the action
Yeah.
done, and then it
It's
was
like a
only like a couple of seconds.
documentary as
Like,
well.
yeah, and but also even the characters is just like the most distilled version of themselves. Like you
Mm.
see, Sigourney Weaver. I'm the dude. Everybody follows me. I don't need to prove my shit because like usually it's an episode to like I'm a leader. I need to show something so that people will follow me. No, no, it's like
Mm-mm.
everybody's following her. There's this dude that was definitely going to die. There's this dude that was kind of like the cure for all of these things that he needs to actualize himself. Like, cool. I like that. It was only what less than 15 minutes, so that was cool. I don't know. It's like a
That
20-minute episode, I think.
20
I think
minutes,
that's
a
fine.
22-minute one.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you'll enjoy as well if you like that. I think you'll like the fifth one, Zygote. This is the one with
Yeah,
Dakota
I
Fanning.
like that. Yeah, I like that too.
Ooh,
It's one of the heavy
Dakota
ones.
I like
Fanning.
that. Yeah, that was correct. It's one of the longer ones generally. I think you have like one, two, three, like three of the 10 episodes that are above 20 minutes. The rest are ranging from like I don't know 4 minutes to 10 minutes only. So this is really an easy watch for anyone out there that just wants to tune out for a quick 20 minutes or quick 10 minutes. I think this is really something that you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
And just as a side note, I think it's around episode 7 and 8. It's called Adam. So 7 is Adam Part 2, and Adam Part 3 for episode 8. So you're wondering, what the hell happened to Adam Part 1? There was never Adam.
No,
That's how fucked up it was.
when
I
when
had to
I when I
research to
was watching
realize
it,
that.
so I was watching one episode right after the other. Then I get to the anime. I had to backtrack. Did I miss something? But then it's cool, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, now I know.
exactly.
I would have spent 10 minutes finding where Adam Part 1 was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we discussed it.
And the funny thing was,
And then they just said it online. We had to
yeah,
research.
Yeah. Anything else about Oat Studios? Oh, let's personal rankings of how would you rate this anthology series out of 10?
I
Like
would
I have the
say
least.
7.5 to 8.
Oh,
I don't know, 7.5 to 8. It's not the best, but I enjoyed it.
yeah.
So if you're ranking it as a whole, all 10 episodes, 7 to 8 is my score for it, which is quite fair
Yeah.
I would
because it was
go.
really done well. But
I would go the same.
yep.
Some yes, there's
Mm.
some
I
episodes
was
that
thinking
were
the same thing.
9, some were 6, but overall, yeah, 8. Because there's
Correct.
nothing for it to compare to also, so it helps it very unique. What it is.
Yeah.
That's it for
I
Out
mean, the
Studio.
few that I saw was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Your
All
thoughts,
right.
John? Sorry.
No, no. It's like I was gonna say. The few that I saw, and usually that's the the general trend of anthology series is you'll have a couple of episodes that are extremely strong, and then you'll have a couple of throwaway episodes. So eventually they end up
Mm.
around 7-ish. So in the 4 or 5 that I saw, I like 2 or 3. So and then the couple of your descriptions have told me like, hey, all right, maybe I like that episode. So if I enjoy anywhere between 4 to 5 out of the 10 episodes, that should be a good solid.
Okay.
All right. Our last topic of the week, and this one is it's going to be hard to uh not spoil. So we're gonna try our best to not give you the major spoilers of the 2 seasons of Ted Lasso, but in general, um, y- 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 either we're not spoiling anything because you need to watch it anyway, or we're spoiling everything because you're gonna watch it anyway.
I
So,
think for this
um,
this week we
uh,
should stick to season one. Season one recap. RJ's it's still fresh with
okay,
RJ, so maybe.
all right,
Okay,
all right.
okay.
Season one recap.
Oh shit! I should change my video so that it's not season two.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's so okay. In general, here's what I'm going to say about Ted Lasso. For the six of you that has been living under a rock, um, it is a fish out of water. An American football coach was hired to be a uh, an England
Soccer coach.
professional football coach, so a soccer
Premier.
Premier League. Uh, and even with that premise, and if you've seen some of any TV in the rest of your life, you immediately kind of guess what the beats would be. Like, he was hired because, as a joke, he was going to have a redemption story and he's going to have to everybody fall in love with him. There's going to be a main bad, and there's going to be people in his team that will be supporting him. There will be people in his team that will betraying him. Any series will have that. So that's the genius of Ted Lasso. Season one, season two, every episode, every line, it's so simple. There's none of this is breaking, right?
Hold on, Jong.
There's plenty of series that has an endearing main character or character that everybody loves that is super positive and whatnot. Series is done so well and so elegantly that questions about everything becomes just so good, and there's no throwaway line. So one of the things that so by the way, is like it has an 8.8 IMDb rating, which is fairly high for any series. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So this is across all of the episodes. So it's very easy to have a bunch of crappy episodes to drop you to like 80, which is still good for a series. But to maintain a 95% Rotten Tomato scores is pretty solid.
That's
Yeah. So the one of the descriptions that Jason Sudeikis, the playing Ted Lasso, also one of the writers in the show, has given in himself saying like every character is essentially the same bones. There's a big part of them that you don't like, but at the end of the episode or at the end of the season, they you will find more context about him or her to why you don't like them, and then you will find more context about him and her and their journey for you to fall in love with them. That's for
absolutely.
every single character that is in the scene, regardless of whether you're like the fifth best player of the team, or you're Ted Lasso and you're Ted Lasso's boss and you're Ted Lasso's wife or you're Ted Lasso's kid. So it's like that's kind of the thing, and it's hard because it's an ensemble. It's so
Mm-hmm.
many characters in this fucking series. Um, so um, you will enter Ted Lasso because it is a feel good story. Like, not everybody wants to just want not everybody wants to watch a feel good story, and that is fine. But if you have any form of television, or if you have any screen that can put a show on it, Ted Lasso is one of those shows that you just have to watch. It's because whatever your expectations of it, whether you think like, oh, everybody loves it, so my expectations are so high, it's won so many awards, it's so high, it's like forget about that. In the end, it's just going to be you and the three or four lines in every episode that will like melt you into mush, and then the three or four lines that will kind of inspire you to come out and just live your life. So that's my pitch. Also, what Ted Lasso is. Chubax, what have you seen? What do you like? What are your favorite episodes? Whatnot? Tell us about your experience with Ted Lasso.
So yeah, I saw season one last year as it came out. I loved it. It's just especially for the depressing era of pandemic. The height was so bad last year. I mean, so bad now, but we've lived with it. But before, yeah, it was really a shot in the arm. It's just so heartfelt, But it's not cheesy. I guess it's not like it's not like
Yeah.
so heavy that it just dumps everything at you. It's just light, but they do still talk stuff about stuff, and it's handled so well, and it's so funny. And as you said, the lines, even just regular dialogue with two coaches sitting down in the desk, it's so cool and they're so funny. And yeah, none of it is like too much. None of it is like there's no drama that's made up just to become drama. Like how they have to invent some big
Mm,
bad or some
good
big
point.
thing to just make them all react. There's nothing like that. It's just them living their life, and then some things they hit and some things you just have to get through together. So it's really good. I loved it. I'm up to season 3 episodes in season two, but yeah, we'll stick with season one. Yeah, so good. I love everybody, all the characters. Uh, I guess the only one that doesn't really have.
RJ, where are you
I'll
in
go.
Ted Lasso? Thoughts,
I
favorite?
oh oh no, go ahead, Shui,
Oh no, no.
because
For
you
me,
were
the only thing
it
I
was a
was
bit breaking.
the only thing I was saying was the only thing that the only guy that really didn't have any redeeming thing is the ex-husband, right? And I
That's
think
Rupert.
true.
Rupert.
Rupert.
Rupert. There
Rupert,
we go.
yeah,
But yeah, aside from him, yeah, everything,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
didn't
you're
even
right. There
they
there
didn't.
has to be there has to be
As
Some,
Chubax
it
is
has to
flagging
be
out.
an yeah, I know
I
there has to be
know.
an antagonist. So Rick played that.
Yeah, but so at least they
Eh,
don't
Hello?
throw him at your face all the time. It's just like
Yeah.
small bits and pieces. But then yeah. So yeah, yeah. How about you, RJ?
Well, I also I watched it recently, and I Chubax. I'm sorry if I message you like past midnight, but
Ah, you
I'm
know
like
me. I'm
I'm
awake.
loving Ted Lasso. It I also stopped at season 2, episode 3, so that sabay kami ni Chubax moving forward.
uh,
But um, you're right. I like what you said, and it did resound. Um, at first, I like Ted Lasso for his optimism,
mhm.
and I like how he balanced with Coach Beard. He knows the sport. He researched about the country. He knows the words, and Ted's like easygoing. I don't know. You know,
What's outside?
Chip when his son
What's outside?
visited exactly. What's an outside? He goes. He runs to the referee.
How's
Hey,
that outside?
what was that? No, no, no. He was like, how? What was that? What was that? No, I mean, really,
What?
missed that. So what is an out? And his optimism is just crazy. He's got an entire country hating him, calling him and he just takes it like a champ and just keeps chugging. And that gave me some, that inspired me because yes, the pandemic, work's tough. Jong, you're swamped with work. Ted Lasso's a feel good episode, feel good series that just makes you remember, just keep chugging,
Mm.
I guess. And I also didn't like a lot of the characters, even if it were the boss. I didn't like the boss, Rebecca. I
Beck.
hated her guts. I hated Jamie Tart for being a dick. I hated
Jamie.
Roy Kent for being
Tart, tart, tart,
a Jamie.
tart. Love Roy. Roy can't.
I know, but at the start he was just totally negative,
Mhm.
right? But then the writers just flip it over at the end of the first season. You're freaking loving every single one of them for their flaws and for their strengths. It's a
Exactly.
good, it's a very good series.
I think but both of you mentioned uh the balance is I'm close to perfect as I've ever experienced in a TV show because again, too much optimism not good, but also uh
Negativity.
too much like negativity, but also like if you keep on seeing like the redemption stories, like yeah, like what you mentioned, you don't like Rebecca at the end of the season, you love her. You don't like Roy at the end of the season. Like too much of that can also be bad for a series. Like they pace it well. Like they put certain characters um arcs in a pace where every episode is just a nugget of awesome feel good things because if the entire series is feel good, it's not gonna feel good anymore. There needs to be some struggles there, and they I think they blend that really really well. And like even Jason today, like even Ted, you can't. He's not a dum dum. He's
No.
not. He is he understands that he's being made fun of, or he understands that he was as a joke. But for him, he's just a coach. Like he doesn't care. It's like he doesn't coach.
He
That
doesn't
was the
coach a
funny part
sport.
in first.
He coaches the people, and I like that.
It's like it's not for win, it's not for loss. And in soccer, there's actually a draw, which is actually illegal.
He was like,
Like,
"What?"
what? It's like what kind of amazing? But like again, he's trying to coach these young men to be the best versions of themselves, which in turn will be reflected on the field and also outside. So, he is centered and he talks in euphemisms all the time, like sayings, which is kind of cool. There's a little pop culture reference, good comedy, good. It's like there's very very little thing that I can complain about Ted Lasso, and the only reason why, like, I saw this when it came out last year too during the pandemic because as everybody a lot to do or watch then, um, and I thought it was just kind of like a good mix of everything. Like it's like a perfect storm of it's a pandemic, everyone's on their luck. They wanted to feel, and of course, if you wanted to feel, you want to feel something good. And Ted Lasso brought that, so that kind of was the momentum. But it's not. It's I think it's really the ensemble of their four main writers. Like even Roy Kent is a writer, Beard is a writer,
I thought
and
I thought
Jason Sudeikis is a
I
writer.
thought Roy
So
Kent
you know,
was CGI.
yeah. Well, again,
Because of
that's
his
why this is an
well sculpted beard.
No,
he's
there was a rumor, Jay, around Twitter that said a conspiracy that the actor for Roy Kent doesn't exist, that he's CGI. Yeah, people.
Well,
I think I
what
still
Brett Gold
Weinstein,
no Goldstein.
Goldstein or
Yeah,
something. Said
Brett
yeah, Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a comedian, and again, he's my favorite. Oh well, yeah. Uh, uh, um, uh, Roy Kent is my favorite character just because of his very he's consistently Roy Kent, but
Yeah.
Roy Kent is just the nicest devil or the nicest grumpy person that you'd ever write. So
Okay.
I really like it. And I think I like the fact that Coach Beard, Jason Sudeikis who's playing Ted Lasso, Brett Goldstein who's playing Roy Kent are also like main characters of the story because they have ownership of the growth of their character. So they understand the performance, understand the writing. So I think that's one of the things where when when you have good writers, good writers, you can translate that onto screen. And how much more can you translate it to the screen by playing it yourself? So um yeah. Any do you guys have any like favorite episodes in the first season that kind of like stuck out to you? Or moment of season one that maybe not super spoilery that you'd like share.
I actually like two of them. Number one was the cookies.
Oh,
Why did I like it? Not stopping to try to get his boss to acknowledge who he is,
mm,
and the boss when once Rebecca tried the cookies, or the biscuits rather.
This
She loved it. Even she even had to ask what's his name? Higgins.
Higgins.
Where
Even
it's
had to
from.
ask Higgins, Higgins, search for this.
Fine.
Only to find out no one they she I don't think she still knows, but at the end, Ted bakes it every day.
Mhm.
He bakes it. So it shows that he does it. So I was like I, so I think I like how that persistence in Ted was shown, and it's consistent all the way through the other episodes. That every morning, another one that I like, and I think this is underplayed, was the episode with uh, Trent Krim,
Oh,
the
that
Independent.
was gonna be my
I
that
love this character.
was
I
gonna
love
be
that
my
character.
thing.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Why don't you
No,
share
no, no.
about
But again, that was my favorite in season one.
it? Mm-hmm.
Apart from his press conference, that hilarious press conference, like win or lose or tie. Like what? You got tire? And then the drinking of the fizzy
Yeah.
water, drinking like his aversion of tea. I love. But if I were to pick my favorite moment in season one, it was that restaurant scene, or the entire day with Trent, the
Trent Krim.
reporter Trent
Mm.
Krim, trying to do a profile for Ted, right? Or profile on Ted, and he was one of the staunchest critics of Ted, but spending the day with him, seeing how it's like, oh, it's not an act. They
It's
went to a
genuine.
restaurant where because he was invited by his Uber driver, he went to his restaurant, ate the spiciest food because they say that for to be respectful, um, and
And to make them
sacrificed
happy.
his
To make them happy.
intestine,
Yeah.
and it's respectful, but also like he was genuinely he listened to his Uber driver that he had a family restaurant, so he went to the family restaurant. So and then Trent Krim, also a wonderful character in his own right, picked up on all of that. That he's a reporter,
Mm.
so he knows when he's being bullshitted on. And during the start of the day, he thought that it was all bullshit. At the end of the day, like nope. Even Trent Krim is from the Independent is has became a supporter. So that was my moment. So about what's your moment or moments?
For me, anything with Roy Kent is amazing. um,
Yeah.
I also love the how Nate rose from being an assistant, and
Okay,
also the
being a kit manager.
yeah,
Yes.
but also
Kit
the
manager.
Yeah,
In some cases they'll call it what water boy.
water boy
the
to an
roast
assistant coach.
his roast scene was amazing. Where he made them
Oh yeah,
he all told them
Oh
off,
yeah.
and that was good. And of course the Rebecca Ted scene at the end where she came clean. The surprise. I guess for me the surprise thing that I didn't
yeah.
expect that I would love is,
Mm.
and I didn't expect it to happen, was Keely and Rebecca's BFF. That was they really work well together.
Right, right. So
Yeah, and
they
I love
Yeah.
that.
fun fact about that. That was something. Yeah, that was something that. So thing about the Keely and Rebecca, that was what the writers really wanted as soon as they started the series. Like they always see like, how come every or most series, if there's more than one female in that sitcom, they are against each other, or one is the sidekick,
Mm.
right? So we have so many partners like bromance, but they were like bestie stuff. So they really wanted to develop the Keely and Rebecca relationship in a well-paced, believable
Yeah.
manner. And I
Mm.
can't wait for you guys to kind of like go through season two as well, because like, there's all the points that you guys are making are. Ooh, I'm excited. Maybe once you're done, we'll put Ted Lasso season two deep dive as well.
That should be next week.
Do you have any other more moments?
I'm trying to think of the first
Yeah, we
season. RJ. Um,
The
oh. Um I like the dart scene. I think
Oh, that
that's
was
still season
badass.
one, right?
Season one.
That was
Yeah.
With
badass.
that was pretty badass.
And I think that
Where he
also,
pretended,
uh, but that scene, that line, that the story that he had, it also tells about. It's a telling thing about Ted Lasso where he knows that everybody's like teasing him or making fun of him,
looking down.
but he doesn't judge.
Yeah.
Right? That's the point. They're never curious. So he knows, and
Hmm.
he's
Yeah.
not judging. He's curious. He knows why they're saying this, so he's not judging them for making fun of him. And it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Be curious, not judgmental. Like it was a Walt Whitman quote that he was saying. Kind of great because like every powerful line in that series technically it's not real. It's not new, and that's what I appreciate about it. Like a lot of the things that say in season one, like that Walt Whitman quote, everything, even like a little bit of a wrinkle in time shit there, like as part of
Yes.
the season was Ted giving everybody a book and to read. So Ted gave a wrinkle in time
Mm.
to everything is there. It's a since everything is with us too. Like it's all around. We don't need a Ted Lasso to be great, but we just need to be curious and not judgmental. Mm.
And I love all his
Dude,
line.
I just went
Uh,
online and there are like
go go.
there are a lot of like quotes that you can find online for Ted Lasso quotes. But I guess one of my favorites is be a goldfish.
Oh, vehicles.
It's so simple. It's so freaking simple. Why are
Got it.
goldfishes the happiest creatures?
And he
Because
got
they
it
only
from
have a 2 minute memory.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Yeah, I think so.
And he said it to he said it to Ellen when he was when Jason Sudeikis was being interviewed in Ellen. And so yeah, it's like, oh, I used Finding Nemo in one of the episodes. Be a goldfish. He's like, what? It's like, yeah, I was like, fucking Finding Nemo. Great.
Also, I
Um,
also love the all
I
his
told you. Okay.
lines for the names of the place. It was like, we'll do the
Yeah.
exorcist,
Names of
because it's all about controlling possession.
uh,
So it's like, and he does that all the way
Yeah.
to season 2, right? He keeps using like those funny
yeah,
names.
yeah, yeah. Oh, and I love the fact that everybody catches on.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, he's like he'll say something to Higgins. It's like, oh,
Oh,
it's like
I remember one of my favorite scenes in season 1 is the you're like a jar of peanut butter I'll leave open by my kitchen. Everybody's like, huh? Because every time I walk down, I just dip my finger in it. And then Roy Kent comes in like, to be fair, that's that's fucking awesome. I was like, oh, that's so funny.
so there's just one quote say or one scene in season two that I think will frame everything uh Ted Lasso. It's because like right now we're saying like there's so many great lines,
Mm.
so many cool things, so many answers to so many questions in life. But one of my favorite moments in season two was um so in season one they made the Diamond Dogs,
Yes.
right? Where the four boys,
Oof, oof.
Higgins, um, Nate, Coach Beard, and Ted Lasso, the four of them. There was
And
also a
Higgins,
fun
yeah.
scene on when they were trying to figure out which name that we were gonna do. But so whenever they have an issue, they have a problem, they want to bring to the group, no judgment, just help and solutions. They call a Diamond Dog meeting. Woof woof woof.
Mm.
In season two, um, of course, Roy Kent very, very reluctantly went to the Diamond Dogs for some advice. He said his piece like, "Hey, this is end and yada yada yada. I'm upset, yada yada yada." And then the Diamond Dogs was just, "Thank you for sharing. We understand that you're upset," and that was it. No solution, no answers,
Yeah.
no comments. And then the Roy was like, "So you lot just talk about your issues and your feelings, and sometimes to it." It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
pretty
pretty
much.
much it. Pretty much it. And then Roy Kent's like, That's pretty cool. And then they left. I fucking started bawling and crying, and I also figured out that conversation is because we're always going to people for help, answers, solutions, but sometimes you just want to be with people, right? Pretty much what we don't
Here.
know what a lot of shit, but just to share. That was like again, that's kind of a big microcosm what the entirety of Ted Lasso. It's like it's ending to have all the answers.
Hmm.
Not every line is perfect nor original. A lot of their lines were actually just stolen quotes, but it's just hearing it. Right. Uh, parting thoughts, Ted Lasso, guys.
Uh, watch it. Watch that.
Yeah.
This one. That's it. Yeah, we'll most likely be discussing season 2 next week. So it's great. Okay, towards the end of our episode, again, we have some recommendations, our homework for each other every week, things that we'd want to see so we can discuss next week. But as I alluded at the top of the episode of what I did this saw both Pig and Willy's Wonderland of Nicolas Cage. So, Chubax, you want to just run Pig, the Pig trailer in the show? I can give uh, the pitch for Pig. Um, Again, this is one of the more premium looking recent Nicolas Cage movies that you'd watch, right? Uh, so even if you're not a big Nicolas Cage fan, even if you've been burned out of his current movies that are definitely sub B, maybe even C or even D movies, this one cinematography was great, quite superbly. Story was both simple and straightforward, but in essence, Nicolas Cage is a recluse. I think in the trailer you see that he was a former chef that you'd assume like maybe somebody died, wife or kid, or maybe, and then he lived in the woods. So he's been living by selling wild truffle to restaurants. So he has like a gopher um, that picks up a couple of pounds of truffle mushrooms um, every week, and that's kind of how he continuously lives. The entire movie is about his truffle pig being and his search for said truffle pig, and that's pretty much it. There's some cool twists that I would want to share in terms of how he went about um, when he went about finding his pig. What I wanted to clear is I I I thought that this was going to be a bloody movie, much like Mandy and whatnot. No, it's more dramatic than scary. So this is more of like an art film that is premium quality than like such a bloody thing. So that's one of my suggestions for next week is Pig. It has heart. It surprisingly uh, not super depth, but it has a layer that was like, wow, it it is, it tugs at your heartstring. It kind of means something. So here's a few lines in it, which is kind of good. So it's just Nicolas Cage brooding for most of the film. So, Chubax, have you seen Mandy or have you heard? What have you heard? Pig.
Uh, so I haven't seen Pig yet. So out of these four, I've seen Woolies Wonderland
Oh.
and I've seen Mandy. I have to watch Pig and I have to watch Prisoners of Ghostland. How about you? Have you seen both? What have you seen here? Jong, sorry, you broke up. What have you seen on the four?
So I've seen the trailer. So I've seen Willy's Wonderland. I've seen the trailer for Prisoners of Ghostland, and I have not seen Mandy.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I have seen well, Chubax is extremely lagging, guys.
I
But
know. Sorry.
uh, no worries. But all right, so we're just gonna go through. So all right, so talked about Pig. That's the artsy film. The only next thing that I want to talk about is Willy's Wonderland. All right. So Chubax, run the Willy's Wonderland trailer, right? And then and I'm just gonna turn the discussion again to the group. But the only thing that I want to talk to Willy's Wonderland for those people who want to like join in the conversation and watch the movie as well. This is totally the opposite of Pig. This is definitely a B, maybe B minus movie, right? It's very cheaply made, horrible, horrible acting, even more horrible animatronics. But the preface of this is um, uh, Nicholas Cage's cast a grifter that was tricked into essentially cleaning a Wonderland, like an old Chuck E. Cheese type restaurant. But the Chuck E. Cheese restaurant has some supernatural shit in it where they usually that town draws people in so that the person in that Chuck E. Cheese type, which is called Willy's Wonderland, is assigned to the monsters there to keep the monsters at bay. So that's kind of like the general aspect of it. Um, the reason why I think people should watch it is one, Nicolas Cage has zero talking lines in it. He grunts a few times during the fight scenes against the monsters, but he has zero lines. And the reason why he has zero lines, and Nicolas Cage is like making 5,000 movies a year so that he can recoup he can pay off his tax debt to society and yada yada yada. So he wrote no, like even this is pretty horrible. He said I get paid per line, right? So I need X amount of dollars so I'll make move I'll make your movie, right? The writers rewrote the script for Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage went touche, and he made the movie.
You gotta
That's
respect.
the reason
You
why
gotta
he
give
made
respect.
it was fucking. I read that story. I'll link the article when I read it. It's like that is fucking hilarious. Like you went did we out over there. So not only did you have less money, but this is a very very bad movie. But it's one of those. It's so bad that you need to watch it. So next week we'll discuss what Willy's Wonderland is.
RJ has like 4 homeworks. Have you seen any?
So
Not at
okay.
all.
So RJ, apologies that you're quite quiet for now, but like we've run two of the four um um uh, uh suggestions for homework for next week. So Chubax, just give us the pitch for Prisoners of Ghostland and Mandy, and then I want to hear from RJ which of the four is he excited to watch the most or most dreading to watch the most. So what's Prisoner of Ghostland and what's Mandy? 'Cause
For
I have not seen Mandy too.
okay, so Mandy is he it's just Nicolas Cage lives with his wife in another like big secluded area by the woods, living together with his wife, and a group of like a cultish group attacks them and kidnaps the wife or the leader of the cult, and shit goes down like
Okay.
weird shit, like
Okay.
Nicholas shit weird. Like some of the bad guys, it's just I don't want to spoil it. Okay, it's just like I love it because there's some scenes where the director would just probably said, Nick, just be Nick, and let's go. So it's one of those
Uh,
artsy films too with a lots of nice cinematography and lots of different shots, but it's very artsy but very bloody. So I think it's
Prisoner,
really
that's
it's really
Prisoners
good.
of
It
That's
reviewed
Mandy.
really good. It reviewed very good.
Amanda.
It's just really fucked up. Let's just say it's really fucked up. And then Prisoners of Ghostland, I have not seen. I think this is the newest one, right? Out of the four, Or at least
Yep,
one of
it's
the
the newest one.
newest ones
Also from the
released.
makers of Mandy.
Oh fuck it, I love it. I think he's like, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but I think he's like a bounty hunter or he was forced to. It's like post-apocalyptical, and then one of the leaders of the gangs in the future, like, put a bomb in him or something to find his daughter, like to force him to find the daughter of the leader,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I think there's like bombs in his penis or something. I saw it's some of the lines I saw from the like an article. I didn't
Neck,
read
arms,
everything.
and legs, and balls.
And
So you
balls.
have
Okay,
neck,
so
arms, balls, and legs. Yeah.
okay. I have some
The
I have
thing
some
with
theories too about some of these movies, so we'll get to it next week.
yeah.
Yeah, go John.
But the thing with the Prisoners of Ghostland is just I understand that it is so the aesthetic of so Mandy is just like a bloody horror again, same thing, cultish, uh, cabin in the woods type, and then Prisoners of Ghostland is out future ish where it he looks like a rocker um samurai, like a leather rocker samurai. So
Well said. Well said.
that is it. Those are the stuff. So RJ, with all of that, which one will you watch and which one will you just read the synopsis of?
I'll do my best to watch all four because it's quite interesting. But if I were to just choose two, I will probably watch Ghostland because I'd really like to see how that samurai leather cowboyish look is gonna be like because I think it's interesting. And maybe Mandy because I'm into bloody movies.
Yeah, good. Both good choices. But again, those are made by the same production house. So if you know one, if you like one, probably like the other. But I'm
Okay.
excited to watch Mandy too. Mandy has been on my list for a very very long time. I just like I for the longest time I actually felt sad. I mean, the two actors that I feel sad was Cage and Bruce Willis. Like, what happened? Like, why are they making so many horrible, horrible, horrible movies? Um, but
Oh,
Pig, when I saw
I
Pig, I
kind
was
of
like, fuck,
disagree.
it's
Like
gonna be a Nicolas Cage weekend.
I disagree. Like this, out of these four, most of them have cult followings. Unlike Bruce Willis movies where they're just shit.
Yeah,
So Nicholas,
100%.
he's
But
kind of doing
again,
something. Yeah.
the movies that Nicolas Cage has made in the past 5 years versus Bruce Willis is probably like 500 to 100.
Yeah.
So he has more shots at. And a cult following doesn't mean the movie is good. The cult following is still just a lot of weird people that is weird the same way. Uh, but again, I am so enjoying Nicolas Cage right now. Like I might back to back Mandy and Prisoners of Ghostland because I have nothing else to do this weekend. I have a show tonight, but after that, it's gonna be great. All right. Recommendations for next week. We have plus Ted Lasso season 2. We'll discuss those. Now I'm excited to watch all of these trailers. That
Yep.
what are we gonna watch first?
We'll skip Willy since we saw that already. We'll go with Scream. What is a Scream? I'll play.
Uh,
Play it with audio so we can react. This is not the girl from Escape Room, right?
No.
She looks like it. Okay.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Doors unlocked.
Why is the
All
lamp
doors
ring?
locked. Doors unlocked.
Yeah, I also like that they're upgrading this like 30.
That's what you get for having
welcome back.
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi shit.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far.
Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
I'm very happy that they got all the big names in 1990s.
Samantha, I know who you are.
I've been through this.
A lot.
It's the girl from In the Heights.
This is your life
good.
now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen In the Heights?
You ready for this?
So it's not a big. I'm gonna watch that.
There's certain rules to surviving.
The attacks were all on people related to the original killer.
Jack Wade.
Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here. And I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
What was the last Scream you've seen? I think I did not see 4. I think I saw 3. That's about it. I don't.
Yeah.
How many have there been?
So this is 5, right? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember it's kind of funny wanted to do it 5 ream, like so 5 cream. So it's cream. I mean, I'm excited. Are you gonna watch this?
Yeah, I'll watch it. It looks like a good, well-made slasher flick, so I'm in.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've had.
I just want to watch it because I haven't seen Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox in a movie in forever. So
That is true.
those were when we were in high school. They were like the top of the top.
They were. They absolutely were.
Okay, so next one we
Alright,
got the launch trailer for Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy. I'm pretty
ah.
excited for this.
Woo!
I always like a good story game.
It's weeks, right?
Was that?
It's in a few weeks.
Yeah, 26 next
Yeah,
week. I
okay.
think. Or, yeah, 2
I
weeks.
finally am able to turn on my fucking PlayStation 5 again. I haven't turned it on.
You know, if you send it here, I could turn it on a lot more.
5,000 units to the Hellraiser who killed the so-called Guardians of the Galaxy.
We got this.
Guys, huddle up!
See, it's kind of, I really like the fact that it's just a campaign, right? Single player campaign.
Yeah.
For the miracle.
Um,
Oh, you drag!
I love the costumes.
I do, but somehow a part of me was wishing that they kind of made the characters look the movie.
the MCU.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
your crew under arrest for
Actually, can I call you back?
I like the different interpretation. I just don't like the white of Gamora.
Oh, you can change it.
yeah.
Oh,
See
it's
if
a
there's way
classic.
to get a skin to get them.
Oh, okay. So there's skins.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's skin for the MCU.
There, I think there is. I saw a trailer.
Was there? Awesome.
They keep this 90s rock in the background all the time. I'm in.
That's, what's the name of the big character? The one played by
Drax?
Connect Gold.
Drax.
What are you doing
He,
here?
yeah, he doesn't
Aren't you a
seem
little
to
young
be so
for the core?
buff in this game.
Aren't you a little old
Like,
for that hairdo?
a little muscular, but not.
I'm too old for that hair,
Low blow, low blow.
Chubax, do you know who's playing Peter
No,
Quill?
nobody. No, I don't know.
So the
Not somebody.
shepherds found fresh flock.
Who's that?
Probably the big bad.
The last
I'm
one.
excited.
Oh, go.
So again, I'm because I haven't had any reason to buy PlayStation 5 games.
I've been
So,
playing
like,
Kina. It's pretty good, but it's not
Well,
it's not amazing.
for me, every time that I pop on my PlayStation, it's like I maybe I should just wait for Game Pass. So like, but yeah, this one I'm definitely definitely going to buy when it comes out.
Gotcha. Okay, last
And
one that
what's
we
our
have
last
is
trailer? Oh, this
the Black
one.
Phone.
The black phone has gotten a lot of really good, like really good kind of like reviews, and I do not know what this is, so I'm
I me
excited to
too.
watch this trailer.
Let's go.
I'll be home in the morning. Where you going? I'm staying over at Susie's tonight. What's new? The flyer. The papers call him the grabber.
I wish you wouldn't call him that.
You don't actually believe that story, do you? Because he can't hear you, and he doesn't really take kids that fast.
Oh, you goof. Well, isn't that just peachy keen? You need some help? You see that? Would you hand me my hat? Yes, sir. I am a part-time magician. Are those black balloons in there? Would you like to see a magic trick?
Never goes near somebody who says,
I have
You
an
know,
announcement to make.
Did you see a van just ran away?
Jenny Blake was abducted.
What if I could help the police find Benny?
Does it work?
There's a black phone.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
Daddy, I had a dream about it.
What happened in your dream?
Oh, Blumhouse.
Taken.
By a man with black balloons.
Yes.
We never released those details.
and Doctor Strange, did it say? Why the fuck is that ringing?
Oh, because
Hello?
Don't hang up.
Who are you?
You know all our names? You're getting out of here.
That's nice.
Please, please let the dreams be real.
See the wall in front of you? I tore one cable loose from down there.
The ghosts are the good guys?
On the inside of the
That's
stone
really
door.
cool.
What's the combination?
cool.
I carved it in the wall.
This is hell.
The tree, the door, the gate. I'd never seen it before except in my dreams.
You don't have much time.
Vibes.
Yeah, I know with the yellow rain.
Step back and swing.
Look what you made,
Oh,
dude.
being trained by the ghost.
You remember what I told
That's
you?
cool.
There's someday I should stand up for myself.
Someday is today, Finn.
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
I like. I see. I've never had a training montage with a ghost before, so
February
I'm just gonna
4.
watch that movie a little bit.
Man, that's a long time.
No, it's the Doctor Strange director, Scott Derrickson,
Yeah, that is him.
right? So it should be good. It should be good. And is it Ethan Hawke who's the bad
Yeah,
guy?
it is Ethan Hawke.
So this is like a very Ethan Hawke and Scott Derrickson should be like a very cool movie. So awesome. We have a bunch of things to look forward to. Game
Yep.
year, couple of movies for next year, scary movies, right on theme with the Halloween shit, and a couple of stuff for sirens are on my end. A couple of other stuff from our streaming services. We are just about done. A few more housekeeping notes before we leave. Again, don't forget to search for our channel on YouTube. Just search +63HP or type in bit.ly/+63HP. We are on Twitter. We are on all of your major podcasts around the globe. Like, subscribe, hit that notification, but give us a review so that you can help us grow our channel. With that, Chubax, any notes?
Be safe, guys. Tomorrow we'll be starting back with our D&D. That'll come out
Looking
on
to let
RJ,
Thursday.
any parting shots before we go to Chubax?
Oh my
well,
god, it's so
there,
so
Chubax
bad.
first.
Am I okay?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Go for
So
it.
just stay safe. We start our D&D again tomorrow. So Thursday that'll come out. And see you again.
Cool. RJ, parting notes.
Seems like it's gonna be a Nicolas Cage slash Ted Lasso kind of week for me this
Good
coming week,
luck.
and I'm not complaining. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. I always love sharing thoughts and discussing with my best friends. And with that, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.